Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail after the rap mogul was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The judge who is presiding over the case before facing sentencing in his federal trial. A sentencing date is yet to be announced. Combs faces a sentence of up to 20 years, up to 10 years in prison per count, according to NBC News. The outlet added prosecutors would seek the, quote, maximum of 20 years in total. Had the rapper been convicted of the more serious charges, he could have faced life in prison. The 55-year-old, who pleaded not guilty to all charges, was found not guilty of 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of sex trafficking. Trial attorney in legal analysis, Misty Maris, broke down his shocking verdict with Access Hollywood and shared why she believed he was found guilty on 2 out of the 5 charges.
I'm not surprised to see that prosecutors failed to establish the RICO charge because it was always confusing. What is the criminal enterprise? How is the criminal enterprise different from Combs, the individual? This really never gelled during the prosecution's case, and it's clear that the jury felt the same way. The idea of a conspiracy, but the conspirators did not testify. It's likely that the jurors found there was no criminal enterprise and therefore acquitted Combs of the RICO charge. Combs faced 2 sex trafficking charges, one relating to Cassie Ventura, the other relating to a woman using the pseudonym Jane, both romantic partners in which he had a personal relationship. Cassie Ventura's case always seemed stronger because there was that 2016 Intercontinental video that prosecutors argued was a beating during a freak-off, and therefore attaching the violence in the relationship to the Commercial Sex Act, which is required under the sex trafficking statute for prosecutors to prove their case. The defense really focusing in on text messages exchanged between the couple during their time together, which really undercut the prosecution's narrative, at times showing that Cassie Ventura was a willing participant in the freak-offs, also showing that there was jealousy and volatility in the relationship. The defense ultimately arguing that Combs engaged in domestic violence and abuse, but it simply did not rise to the level of sex trafficking. And the acrimony in their relationship and these physical altercations were specifically related to jealousy, their volatile romantic relationship, and nothing more. The jury clearly buying this argument and finding Combs not guilty. The case with Jane was much weaker. It was all about financial coercion. And during cross-examination, it came to light that Combs continued to pay for Jane's home up to the day of her testimony while he was behind bars. That means there was a break in that chain and that causation between any financial power and control that Combs was lording over Jane and engaging in the hotel nights and that commercial sex. Clearly, the jury taking the defense narrative and finding reasonable doubt with respect to the sex trafficking charges. The Mann Act, that was always low-hanging fruit. There's no element of force, fraud, or coercion as with the other charges that Combs faced. Instead, it only required prosecutors to show that state lines were crossed with the intent to engage in prostitution. This was always the easiest case for prosecutors, but carried the lesser penalty.